Hey guys, so well, first of all, there's a video scheduled to go up on my channel for tomorrow at 9 a.m. I'm filming this, so this will be up after that video. But that video is filmed at like the start of quarantine, and now it's August, right? Almost September. So just putting it out there, that video is kind of old. I look different because, you know, my hair has grown out again and my glasses are different, but, you know, it was old. It was an old video, and I finally decided to edit it because I found a good software to edit it with that's free. And I might talk more about that in another video because I am currently, I'm starting to move now, but I am like currently, this is filmed on my phone. I don't know if you can tell, maybe, but I'm like currently trying to figure out an upload schedule that works with my class schedule and also with my like creativity levels and all of that. You know how it can be, but you know, all of that stuff, trying to figure out which since that video is scheduled to go up on Wednesday, I'm gonna try to get this one out by Friday. So that's my current plan, is to get this video edited and uploaded by Friday. This is really shaky, I'm sorry. I don't know why. The road is kind of bad here, I guess, or it's just gonna be shaky the whole time, which will suck. Oh wait, no, it's not. I don't know. But anyways, so in that last video, well, it's old, so a lot of the things that I was talking about aren't necessarily up to date. They still are though, but you know, that video was old and I just got around to editing it months after it was filmed, which is, you know, not the best thing ever. I hope that y'all can hear me. I'm assuming that you can, but also this shakiness is really on my nerves and I don't really know why it's so shaky. I just realized that I can take a right on red here. Like, I've been sitting here for no reason basically this whole time. The light's been red, I could have went, so now I can go. Alright. Also, I'm in my new car now, which you can tell is not a sedan. I guess you can tell that. But I'm in my new car, you know, got a new car, totaled the other one. I also mentioned that in the video that's before this one. That will be uploaded soon, tomorrow morning, when I'm filming this. Obviously, you'll see this afterwards, like I said. But yeah, this shaky shit is really on my nerves. Right, I totaled that car. I missed that car a lot. This car is smaller and slower, but it gets better gas mileage, and I think it makes more sense practically to have. So I don't know. Let's not get in a wreck right now. Like, what the hell are you doing? But okay, so one of the main things I would like to discuss is Jeffree Star's situation. The picture that he posted the other day or whatever, I might insert a screenshot if I can figure out how to do it. If there's a screenshot showing right now, then I figured it out. But you probably have seen it if you're not blocked, or if you haven't muted him or blocked him yourself, which honestly do that, because I really do not care to see anything that he has to say. But I saw the tweet. It's interesting because, you know, someone that is known for being a racist and saying racist things currently, still being racist, you know, posting a picture where they seem to be romantic with a person of color is alarming, and like screams to me that he's doing it for publicity, or he's doing it to try to clean his image up. And I know that that sounds bad to say when there's really like no proof of that, but also it's plausible. It's Jeffree. It's very plausible to me that he's an attention whore, let's be honest. His whole career is based off of grabbing people's attention and being shocking. That is his brand, is shock factor. The shock value of everything is what is important to him and what makes him money, or has. Now, I know his makeup, it doesn't necessarily count as like shock factor, but everything else that he's done in the past most certainly was done because he wanted to obtain some sort of shock value. Like his whole music career, in my opinion, was shock value for the time that it was made in. It was definitely shocking to a lot of people. You know, a lot of people had a lot of things to say on Twitter, and I agree with a lot of it. And there really wasn't anything that I didn't agree with, because there's so much evidence, you know, proving that he's been racist, and so many screenshots and so much, like, even personal testimonies that I've heard and seen that, you know, of other influencers, of other people in his life. And, you know, obviously, like, Jeffree is not intertwined with Shane and Shane's situation, and I don't just support him anymore. It's disgusting. And, you know, I should have stopped supporting him sooner than I did, because, you know, I supported him while he was doing the Jeffree Star series. I watched that, and all the Jake Paul series, and I watched all of them, I think, for the most part. Maybe I didn't finish Jeffree's series, but the point is, I supported him for longer than I should have, because the problematic behavior occurred years ago, but the majority of his audience then was young people that are now my age, and that now see how disgusting and predatory and racist and just vile his behavior was, and the things that he was doing and saying and still does and says, that he just might be more private about it now. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think that this behavior ever stopped. I don't think it ever stopped. I just think he stopped posting about it. I think that's honestly what happened, is he realized, because he basically gets canceled every year for something. He routinely gets canceled every year and still survives somehow, because his fans refuse to believe that he can do anything wrong, or that he can do anything wrong. I mean, honestly, that's what it is. People refuse to believe other people, and they believe Shane because it's Shane. You know what I mean? It's Shane. It's Shane Dawson. It's, you know, a founding father of YouTube, if you will. You know what I mean? And that sounds dumb to say, but the point being that he was one of the original creators for YouTube that brought it to the level that it is today in terms of monetization and in terms of people being able to make it their career. Shane definitely, you know, helped with that. Obviously, he was one of the largest creators, and still is, even though he deserves to be deplatformed at this point, and he's had a long career. And, you know, if he was smarter with his money at this point, he would have separate endeavors, and he just might be private about it, just like Jeffree is private about his separate businesses, and, you know, those were mentioned in the Shane series. So Jeffree doesn't need to rely on his internet presence to make a living anymore. So why have one anymore? Because he wants attention. It's not a form of his livelihood anymore. It's greed is so evil and causes so much harm, you know, like the desire for money and status in our, like, society is poisoning everybody. It is, you know, a driving factor of a lot of people's motivations to do anything, to get, you know, even an education. In some cases, getting an education is seen as a status symbol, and it shouldn't be, and education should be accessible for everyone. But it is seen as a status symbol in, like, you know what I mean? And people get an education to say they have one. Or they go into a career because they're gonna get a big paycheck, not because they're passionate about what they're doing and they care about what they're doing. They're going into it to get money. And I know that certain jobs, you don't necessarily have to have a passion for other people's feelings and emotions and health, but everything affects everyone. I mean, even if you don't realize it, things that you do not think affect you do, and that you don't think affect society as a whole do. And realizing that and becoming a part of changing the way or the structure of that, you know, is important. But wow, this video took a really serious turn, and I didn't necessarily anticipate that, but I'm kind of glad that it did, because, you know, I'm able to speak about what I want, and, you know, to say what I want and say how I feel. And I think that's really important to be able to still do that on the internet and not to feel so, you know, oh, you have to do this, you have to do that, you can only say this, you can only say that. I don't necessarily agree with that, but also, you know, I mean, there can be consequences to things that you say, but, you know, I think being able to be honest and open with yourself and with other people on the internet and in real life, obviously it is more important in real life in some cases, but some of these influencers do not care about the way that their behavior is perceived to other people. They don't care. They act however they want, you know, and with, you know, the situation of society at the moment, like, there's so many people that don't care and that are being reckless and are promoting that behavior to their followings of millions of people. And the shaking again, please. But you know what I mean? Like, it's very damaging and can be very damaging to these people's thought processes, these people's morals, these people's beliefs, these people's values. Because if they see someone that they love and look up to doing the wrong thing, then they're going to do it as well. And that's one thing that a lot of influencers don't understand, is that their actions have an impact on their following and can potentially lead their followers to do dangerous behaviors. You know, dangerous actions, not behaviors, but to behave differently. You know, people are influenced by everything that they see and everything that's around them. And it really becomes like a question of, do these people deserve to have the audience that they do? And I think the majority of them don't. But they're motivated by greed and their desire to get that paycheck. You know what I mean? They're definitely motivated by that. Like, absolutely are. And it's sad because they shouldn't be. I'm passing by my campus right now. And a crosswalk where people have gotten hit in the road. What is that? Oh, never mind. Some notifications came on my phone. It was weird. I don't know what it's necessarily talking about, but I'll look at it later. I don't think I necessarily have more to say on that. So, you know, this video is already 13 minutes, like longer than the one that's going up on tomorrow, Wednesday. So I'm probably going to wrap it up now, just with some like final thoughts, I guess, or like a little bit more of my direction for this channel. I know I've kind of mentioned that almost in every video that's on this channel, but the problem with me saying that every time is the spacing in these videos and the times. There's months in between every video on my channel, so obviously something wasn't working. But you know, I plan to perhaps go into a more commentative route and do things like this, where I either drive around or sit and talk about current issues, either that are occurring on social media that I, you know, interact with, or, you know, global stuff like, you know, the pandemic and stuff. If I think that I have an opinion that maybe holds weight or that could potentially be helpful for other people to hear and to be able to learn from, then I'm gonna do it and I'm gonna talk about it. And, you know, it doesn't matter to me if anyone sees it. You know, that's not what's important to me at the moment, because you know, my education is still what I'm doing and what I'm pursuing. So this is just, you know, something where I can share my thoughts when I want to, you know, and hopefully can do it on a consistent basis, because I know that that is vital to growing a channel. So I'm basically back at my townhome. I'm in a townhome this year, which is still owned by my university, but it's a lot more independent than what I was in before, and I really like it. So, you know, it's nice. But I'm gonna wrap this up in a second when I park. So give me like a few more seconds. I don't think there's a spot in front of my townhome, so I'm gonna park in our lot. But yeah, guys, I'll talk to y'all either at the beginning of next week, whenever this video comes out, or a few days after this video comes out. I will try to get more content out there. So I will talk to y'all soon, hopefully. And I hope that y'all have a great rest of your day, wherever you are. You know, I don't know what time of day it is for you when you're watching this, but I hope you have a good rest of your day and have a good rest of your week. I will see y'all most likely soon.